want to thank LSI for a wonderful event. I'm Dr. Colin Mansfield. I'm the president and CEO of Allheartz. I'm also a practicing orthopedic surgeon up in the Bay. I'm an assistant professor, a team physician, and I'm also a coder myself. And I'm very excited to talk to you about a digital tool that we have created that's really turned into a much bigger vision and how we can improve the journey of musculoskeletal care for our communities and for our families. And we're going to do this with artificial intelligence. We're building community preventative level tools as well as novel home care and remote care devices. And we're going to be able to use your cellular device to do this, to connect our athletes, our clinicians, and our hospitals using what is called software as a medical device, which not only empowers home care, but can decrease cost and access new lines of revenue generation with remote therapeutic monitoring. And where we are focused on is in clinical care, with both a tool as well as a supportive, integrated, smart platform. And I think it's easy to forget that the musculoskeletal system is also an organ system, and it's one which has the highest prevalence of conditions. It's also a very expensive payer market. It's the #1 payer market in the US with near 6% of the US GDP. It's of high import to our employers. And when we look at who is coming in to our hospitals and our clinics, more than 1 in 2 are coming in with some form of musculoskeletal complaint. And this was very troubling to me. And 4 years ago, I asked a question to myself, can we build a virtual equivalent of a blood pressure cuff for musculoskeletal medicine? And the answer is yes, we can. And we can make a big difference in the market. Where we are focused on is in the outpatient setting, the remote care setting, which is a $20 billion opportunity. And we're looking at a model that has really not fundamentally changed since the time of Hippocrates. And I think we're all familiar with this model. You go into a physical location, you see a professional, they take you through a guided evaluation. What we're trying to do is elicit very specific targeted data points. And what these points include is how much does the joint move and how does it respond to stress? We then put this into a chart, and it's only done so at few time points. And it's been a major challenge looking at how can we meaningfully do this with less time in the office, do preventative care in the community, and do this more from a home care setting. And herein lies the problem that we are solving. Jumping a major technical barrier, how do we combine the targeted nature of an in-person evaluation, approaching the accuracy of a gait analysis lab, with the convenience of wearables, and do this virtually? How do we combine these in order to digitize our joint motion? And just as importantly, how do we integrate this into our workflows in the hospital? And that is where our solution lies. And we're using a specific kind of AI called neural networks, which is not a new idea, but has really been revolutionized by the gaming industry in order to provide the type of processing power that is necessary to run these. And just like our brain functions, rather than neurons, what we use are nodes. And these nodes are built into many, many layers with many, many connections that we can teach and train to create fantastic results. And how we are using this is to take 2-dimensional videos, find the anatomic key points that we need, turn this into a 3-dimensional skeleton where we can then run spatial mathematics to get the goniometric data that is necessary. The white papers on this are showing that yes, we are now at a point, and this is new technology, that we can use this clinically to digitize, to integrate, in order to turn your cell phone into a medical sensor that is portable, integrated, and autonomous. The way the product works is at home, we take you through a guided evaluation using pose estimation silhouettes. Those videos are then uploaded to the cloud where our AI processes this. We get the actionable data necessary, bring this back into a trackable chart for remote therapeutic monitoring. And there's 2 major divisions that we're working on. One is with our athletes for prevention and screenings, and the other is in the home care market for remote therapeutic monitoring. Just like any other disease process, if we can find a target to screen, there's an effective treatment we can prevent. What we are first looking at is how to do knee injury prevention with what's called an ACL tear. This is a good video. This is RG3. He's a quarterback in the NFL. His leg steps, it collapses, and he falls. What is happening there? This is called a non-contact injury that happens to hundreds of thousands of athletes every single year. And what is this? This is a geometric phenomenon. It's about angles. Angles that lead to high risk factors for this kind of injury called an ACL tear. But what's important to note is that these angles are treatable and correctable. We just need to find those ones at risk in the community. And the way this product works is we can find those at risk, bring them into the correct prevention programs, which has a phenomenal success rate, 50 to 70%. We just don't have the tools to do this on wide scale until now, to lead to these prevention programs. And while this is important to our athletes, this is also a women's health issue. Women are 3 times more likely to sustain this injury. And once you sustain it, you are much more likely to have early arthritis, much more likely to need knee replacement, and have difficulty with quality of life 5 to 25 years afterwards. And so what this looks like, this is with one of our trainers and our athletes. I thank them for letting me show this video, but we take them through a guided evaluation. There's 3 different stress examinations that we take them through. And with this, the real-time product is able to take up the information necessary, put this into a chart, and then we can start looking at who is in trouble, who can be treated, and follow them along. And this can be done before they even step foot on campus. So this is exciting for pre-participation evaluations, preseason, in-season, technique, community outreach. We're very excited about this division. Our other divisions in the hospital and the remote therapeutic monitoring sector, there's many different avenues that we are going to be applying this. And the way this works is there's an injury or a surgery is done. We are assigned, the care teams can be associated, and we can begin using our remote therapeutic monitoring program. What's wonderful here is that rather than what we usually do, which is type some plan into a chart in rich text format, we have smart milestones where a clinician can make a personalized, customized plan that is real-time checked against the data coming in, so we can have heads-up display, early warning systems. We can digitize our patient-reported outcome measures. We have gamification included for better adherence, and this is all done at home on your own time in a HIPAA-protected, portable fashion that's designed to fit into our workflows. Many advantages with this technology. It's a very smart technology, which means it gets better with data. It's also very efficient, so we can actually do meaningful home care and remote-first workflows. And it's also done in a wearable-free fashion. No manufacturing, no sensors. It gets better with processing power, which means that as cell phones improve, our product improves with it. I'm very excited to be able to take a big bite out of how we can improve equity, improve access, do better home care, work on our value models, and this is all done looking at how we can also move towards better predictive algorithms for prevention and also for readmission. There's a lot of fantastic companies out there focusing on remote physical therapy, which is important, but where we are focused on is in the clinical setting, bringing actionable data to the clinician for remote care and remote therapeutic monitoring. We have separate pricing plans. Of course, we have a free model for our prevention in the community, which I think is massively important. That rolls up into a monthly active user model for our clinicians and enterprise. And it's specifically coded so that we can comply with 2023 Medicare CPT billing guidelines, so that clinicians that utilize this get added value for improving the journey, but they can also bill as a remote therapeutic monitoring device. True to startup fashion, this started in my basement with my very patient wife. I thank her for that. And we have since built up with my co-founder group, which is a big development group here in California. We just launched our athletic version available on Apple iOS and Android last week. We ran our first group of Division I athletes through the program. It went fantastically. We're going to be deploying that further with our Division I athletes along this year. And we're also going to be deploying our commercial version later this year. This is the remote therapeutic monitoring. This can be an FDA Class I discretionary exemption device. We have 4 accepting hospital systems to start using this, 2 in New York, 1 in Pennsylvania, and 1 in New Jersey. Our goal is to reach 1,000 clinicians by the end of 2025. We have a fantastic team. Top Flight is my co-founder group. They're based here in California. They have a very deep health experience. Near $200 million raised with their prior products. They have a very deep team to tackle this very technical challenge. And we have a very wonderful business advisor as well. Our team is international, so we're effectively working on this 24 hours a day to be able to accelerate the way we can deliver musculoskeletal care. I thank you for your time, and I thank you, LSI.